Hello there, Talkin Fight fans, once again for joining us here. Thanks again for joining us once again on the Friday night panel. Natalie in the house. I got Mike, and we got a few other guests ready and willing to join us at their own peril. So I think what are we going to do? We're going to start off with a little hello from each of you, and we'll bounce right into some upcoming fights and some stories that we've all got to share, I'm sure. Yeah, I want to talk about Josh Taylor, but I'll let you guys go first.
I want Josh Taylor. Okay. What up, fans? It's Mike Orr from Knuckle Up. What's up, Natalie? What's up, Graham? We got lots to talk about today, man, for sure. How are you guys doing?
You going to talk about Big Buatsi?
No, first I want to talk about Bill Haney and being denied entrance for a 30-year-old drug charge. How ridiculous is that?
That'll still stick, that's for sure.
Yeah, 30 years, man. 30 years.
Come on, they didn't let Mike Tyson in.
But they pulled some strings afterwards, and then he was allowed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So he ain't Mike Tyson.
No.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like Mike he has a felony. It's a felony that dates back to a federal drug conviction that he served time on from 1992. Yeah. So
is this one of the prison stories you're talking?
Yeah. Well, why not, right? Any conviction you had where you served 1 or more years, it stops you from getting into the country. So it's unfortunate. I guess he needed some sort of. I guess he needs to apply for a pardon, right?
Yeah. Which hey y'all, it's Sugar. Back here on a Friday night with my guys, Michael Orr and Graham, and it's always a pleasure. And yes, I'm just jumping in on this because you know what, this is really not outrageous, and it's not something unusual that happens in the industry and in boxing. And the thing about it is sometimes this thing catches you at the last minute. Right at the airport, they deny you and you're stuck and you're on the plane by yourself. Like Haney would be 20-hour looking forward to a 20-hour lonely ass trip without his trainer, and they're trying to make calls to see who's going to corner him when he gets there. You know what I'm saying? That's the anxieties of fighting and dealing with this stuff. I mean, these charges stick, and the industry, we're not selling Girl Scout cookies. This is an industry of people who fight and who have that background of being entangled in things. So, I mean, yeah, it's 30 years old, but it's stuck. It's stuck like barbecue sauce, and you're going to have to get your papers right when you're in this industry now, especially traveling internationally, so you don't have these hang-ups. Carl W comes in. Where is the James Bond outfit? Who is he expecting? Who's supposed to be wearing the James Bond? Is that you, Graham? Well, tell me what you're supposed to.
Yep.
Hey, we got somebody else in.
How's the gym?
Speaking of big and bad,
the gym,
big, bad, and belted.
The gym was pretty cool. I'm sorry, guys. I know y'all was talking. I'm gonna interrupt, but I reached 240 pounds because I was 251 yesterday. So I got real good. We was rushing around. I tried to get Greg Towns. Greg Towns for his business has to have hired two, and he can't come on.
Oh,
he's trying to get 2 workers. He was upset because they drinking and all that. So I rushed from the gym. I had to make a move. I'm glad to be here, especially to see this beautiful young lady here.
Oh my! I think he's talking about me.
Well, he ain't talking about me.
I hope so.
Thank you.
So so I've been training every day. I just want to get healthy, stay healthy, and keep working out. And so I'm feeling better. I'm gonna keep on doing it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I'll get a little drink once in a while, though.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta live a little bit.
Yeah. Yep.
So guys, we were supposed to see Parker versus Andrade this weekend, but unfortunately, that's not going to go on due to Andrade suffering shoulder injury in training, so that's been postponed.
Mm.
Yeah, that was going to be good, man. It was going to be Park Stadium, home of the Derby County Football Club. They were supposed to stage the WBO intern super middleweight world title clash between Parker and the unbeaten 2-weight world champ Andrade. It would be a huge occasion for the knockout artist Parker at the city of Derby because it's been a lifelong, he's been a lifelong fan of the Rams, and it was his dream to live out fighting on the pitch of his local football club. Because the club is actually in financial struggles this season, being well known, so Queensberry Promotions knew there was a responsibility to help. So they were donating £10 of every ticket sold to go directly back to the club. To support the future of the club. Since teaming up with Frank Warren and Queensberry, the 27-year-old has clocked up 3 spectacular and empathetic wins to reinforce his position as the number 1 contender. So,
Queensberry, is that football? Is that football?
Queensberry rules.
Yeah, I know that's England. Is that football, right?
Yeah. So they were supposed to fight on the pitch. It's not happening. Andre's got an injury. It's postponed. Would have been a great fight to watch this weekend. It's not happening. But on the other hand, we still get to see Joshua Buatsi take on the former world title challenger Craig Richards in that huge all-London light heavyweight clash. That's Saturday, and that'll be 2 o'clock Eastern for us.
Okay.
So, yes, guys, I don't know if
before you continue, Mike.
Hang on.
Mike, can I interrupt for a sec?
Yes.
Last week when we were on, and we had Natalie on the show. Tim was in
that was
Sunny Conto world. What?
Yeah.
Sunny Conto. Yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure you two know each other and you've been introduced. Tim, to Natalie,
Okay.
Natalie, Tim. You've been introduced.
Natalie,
I didn't know if we introduced you last week.
What'd you say?
I said, call me Sugar.
Oh, Sugar. Okay. I like that. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Love
yeah,
it.
I was at ringside. Was that the
Conto fight, man? Yeah. Did you let them know that we awarded him the knockout of the week?
Well, I emailed him. I emailed his dad.
Excellent.
I emailed his dad and said that I'm sure we can get him on in the future. Hopefully, this don't get too big where he won't do a little podcast. Right. Doing them little podcasts is showing that you're a real champ. You'll come in and do something with a company like this, and other companies. Real champs will do that. They'll pop up every once in a while, unless you're Floyd Mayweather. That's my
honestly,
man.
I want to before we even touch about on the Buatsi card. We do have a card going on tonight. I don't know if you guys know, Fenlong Meng is taking on Jean Pascal. That's the headliner. It's put on by ProBox TV, the first and only global sports streaming and media company.
Jean Pascal.
Yeah, so contender Fenlong Meng, who's 17-0 right now with 10 KOs, and former 2-time world champ Jean Pascal, who's 35-6-1. They meet in a 12-round, 175-pound division. In the co-feature, Zhu Ken, 18-3, is making his highly anticipated return against rugged Mexican warrior Brandon Bennett, who's 18-2-7 in a 10-round bout. Mang, though, this guy's it's pretty big, man. He's 34, southpaw. He's been craving for a meaningful challenge. He made his professional debut back in 2015. Following a decorated amateur career where he represented China in the 2012 Olympics. Since then, he has captured 2 regional titles, the WBO Oriental and the IBF Intercontinental Light Heavyweight titles. The native of Shifeng City, China, is eager to set up this opposition in order to put himself in line for a world title. But in order to do so, he's going to have to take on the toughest, most dangerous test of his career against former world champion Jean Pascal, right?
How busy has Jean Pascal been?
Not super busy. Like his last fight out was against Badu Jack, and that was back in 2019.
Badu.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years.
So now. I mean, they getting him cold.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that the numbers and I know the game, and I don't think it's fair to get a name such as Jean Pascal. cold to try to make a statement. And I see what they're trying to do. And I mean, this contender, he has some pretty good accolades there. But
last time he fought was October 29th last year. So he's been in the ring.
He's still warmer than Jean Pascal.
Exactly.
Right. So, I mean, I think being someone who, you know, I've been in there. I know what this game feels like and what it is. You know, I hate when matchmakers, or I hate when the game does this, where they'll take a name who has been in hiatus or on ice, cold, and then they bring them out to try to make a statement against someone who, you know, that they're trying to build this way. I think, you know, fairly matched contenders are out there for this guy. Right. And now to okay, you've brought a cold John Pascal out to fight him, to put his name on your resume. You know, I'm not.
That's the way the game is.
You know, honestly, though,
excited about it.
We do know this, though. Pascal has hired a new veteran boxing trainer, and that's Orlando Cellular. He's been selected by him, and he's his new chief second for May 20th in this 12-round event. So
it's for May. So it's for this weekend. I wonder how long this thing. I mean, how long it's been going on, because, you know, even in getting a new chief and in getting new training and all of this, you got to get used to that man. You know, you gotta get used to what he's coming back to the corner and saying to you when the lights are on, because it's different in camp. It's different when you're getting ready, right? It's different now when you get that shot and shit, I was cold, and now you're really feeling the intensity of now you're back on. That trainer or that coach that you go back to the corner has to also have that intuition for you in knowing how you as a fighter will respond in these situation or in such a situation. So I just see, yes, you know, we can make these announcements and I got the new and this guy I was working with, but how is it coming together? And is it coming together for him to really make a good showing? And
I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see in a couple hours, because that card starts at 9:00. So it's getting underway tonight. Okay. So we're gonna see how good it is.
He's supposed to be ready. He's supposed to be ready. That's what boxing is all about. Yeah. Whatever situation that is put in front of him, he should be ready. Some boxers don't have like the backup and consistency, and they fall short. But you're supposed to be ready. You're supposed to be in shape. You're supposed to be mentally ready. Whatever they put in front of you. And your trainer's supposed to be equipped to help support you in what you're going to do and be victorious. So you got to be ready all the time. That's what the game is about.
I hear what you're saying, Tim. I do. I mean, that's just the motto, right? I understand that as well. But I think when you've earned enough stripes in the game, that you should have enough respect out of the game for people not to try to get over on you in such a way, right? So this is what happens, and I know that's the industry, and I know you're supposed to be ready, but put some respect on my name. That's all I'm saying, right? Don't try to get me cold. Don't try to prove how bad you are off of a cold Jean Pascal or off of a cold Sugar. You know, let me get warm. Let me start boiling in the grease. You know what I'm saying?
Like get an easier fight first and then work your way up. Is that what you mean? Like get an easier fight?
Well, what I'm saying is this.
Build the blocks.
What I'm saying is this, and maybe this is Pascal. This was supposed to be Pascal's management's decision, but in order, I mean, to take on now such a task, I feel that maybe he should have had a warm up before something like this.
Yeah, it has been
so he can understand who he is. Because Tim, and I know you know this.
Maybe.
He ain't. I know you know it.
Okay.
He ain't the same fighter he was in 2019. He got to get to know himself. He got to get to know who he is in 2022, right? So when opposition stands in front of you, and I've experienced this, where, you know, your responses are not the responses you even know yourself to have, right? And so you got to respect the game and respect yourself enough now to understand that and to make better decisions. Yes, you got to be ready, but in order to know that you're ready, right, you should be allowed to put yourself to the test. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's it.
You saying like, would you like get a warm up fight or?
I would have. I mean, if I was his management team, I would have gotten.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
he's been
you
in
see
the
what I'm
ring
saying,
since
Tim?
he hasn't been in the ring since
Yeah.
2019 was the last time he was in the
Win
ring.
or
That's
lose.
two warm up fights.
Yeah,
Warm up
at least.
fights.
Man, listen, he's supposed to be ready. So let's give him the one. Let's say one, right?
Shout
So
out to
we
my
can see
sister and
how that
nephew who are
man
watching us
is.
right now too.
Huh?
Look at that. My sister and nephew are watching,
Oh.
commenting in the side.
Hey,
What up?
you
What
guys.
up?
So what I'm saying is, okay, you know, it's not. I'm not making this box. I'm not making boxing powder puff now. I'm not making boxing powder puff. But what I'm saying is, you know, you're John Pascal. You're not Joe Blow, right? Give yourself at least one warm up to see if you're the John Pascal that you remember yourself to be. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
So the promoters and the managers just want to put him right in there.
That's what I see.
Okay.
That's what I see.
They don't care about him. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. I don't know.
I think that they care about his name more than his performance.
Maybe Pascal just thinks he's going to come through and wreck this guy.
And I mean, we all do, right? I thought I was going to wreck McCaskill.
Feng Long is a big Chinese guy, man. He's a big Chinese fighter. He's huge, got heavy hands. It is a test. It's a test.
Oh, you talking about that big, tall Chinese guy, 6'11"?
Feng Long, yeah. The heavyweight.
Feng Long, all right.
Big heavyweight.
This one.
I just was looking at him the other day.
Yeah,
what do you think? What do you think about
in other action?
They should give him some warm ups or something.
Wait, I just want to hear. What do you think of him, Timmy?
I think that they should. They should. Maybe they got something going on with their Chinese guy, or or else they should make sure that Pascal is ready. At least you have a good show, and that guy is big.
Yeah.
He is big. I just seen him. I think he threw the guy down or something, or moved him down, threw him on the ground.
Feng Long Ming.
Yeah, I just saw that like 3 days ago. Him fighting.
He's a physical fighter.
He's like 6'11", right?
Wow.
He's up there in the sixes.
They must got a piece of him. They must got a piece of him.
All I know, listen, Tim, you know the okie doke. You know when the fix is in.
Oh God!
That's all I got to say.
Okay. Guys, let's touch on Buatsi and Richards, man. We got this one. I know you're liking this one, Graham. You're waiting for this. This is a big one. We got Joshua Buatsi will face former world title challenger Craig Richards in a huge all London light heavyweight clash. This one's Saturday at 2 p.m. Buatsi 15-0, 13 KOs, scored his 10th round knockout in a row when he stopped Latvia's Richard Bolotniks in the 11th round of their WBA light heavyweight title eliminator on the third and final week of Matchroom Fight Camp in August. The 29-year-old is set to face Russia's former world title challenger Maxim Vlasov on the undercard of Joseph Parker's rematch with Derek Chisora at the AO Arena in Manchester in December before suffering a hand injury. So Crystal Palace, former British light heavyweight champion Richards, who's 17-2-1 with 10 KOs, put on a spirited display as he pushed the WBA light heavyweight world champion Dmitry Bivol all the way in his first world title attempt in May of 2021. So these two guys are coming together. It's going to be a huge night. The light heavyweight scene in the country, in their country, is thriving, and honestly, both these guys are up there, man, in that. And definitely it's going to be a big one. On that undercard, we also have Alan Babbage is taking on Adam Balski. And Robbie Davies Jr. is fighting for the WBA Continental Super Light title against Javier Molina.
I heard that name before.
And we got Chantelle Cameron taking on Victoria.
I was waiting for you to say something like that.
taking on Bustos. And we got
Bustos.
Elise Scottney. Elise Scottney is in action as well, taking on Marie Roman.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And this is another female bout?
There's 2 female bouts on this card.
And
Ellie Scottney, Maria Roman, and Chantelle Cameron and Bustos. Cameron is fighting for the WBC and IBF World Female Super Light title.
Yeah, she's fighting Bustos. Now,
Yep.
I wanted to say something about this match, right? Because I mean, I'm here to talk women. I'm here to talk about the women's boxing, right? So
that's good. That's beautiful. It is.
Yeah, thank you, Timothy. Oh, you guys make me feel so good. So, this match with Chantelle Cameron is something that now has been put together to salvage what has happened from that tournament. I'm not sure if you guys were aware, but there was a junior welterweight tournament down in earlier in the year, later in 2001, around December, where it was Mary McGee who fought Chantelle Cameron for, she put her IBF belt on the line, I believe it was, and Cameron put her belt on the line. And then Callie Reyes and Jessica Camara fought on the other end. And the winners of both matches were supposed to come together to do a unification match, right? And so conveniently now, after Callie Reyes got her ass handed to her by Jessica Camara in the bout, she has become unavailable to take the match on with Chantelle Cameron. Now, I think it's quite commendable for Mary McGee to have put her life, because you are only as good as your last fight. And she was the champion. And that title was her life. That was her bread. That was her way of making money. And she put that title on the line to fight Cameron, thinking that now Callie Reyes would do her part in fighting Jessica Camara, and then somehow, the parts would come together and everybody would get some bread and be able to eat and feed their family, right? So now I got to call a punk, right? Because, yeah, I said it. When you start talking about you the champ and stuff, but yet you unavailable when people calling your name and they on the porch knocking on your door, right? We got to really talk about who is the champ, right? So now, because Callie Reyes won't step up to the challenge and she somehow disappeared off the radar, Chantelle Cameron has had to scramble, her and her people, to number one, find her fight so she can stay relevant and busy, right? And then give her a legitimate opponent, because she has to grow, right? I see Chantelle Cameron as being one of the contenders in junior welterweight to look out for. It's getting hot in the welterweight division. Katie Taylor, I'm hearing that she might even step up to 140, but I mean, that's sweet talk, and you guys know how I feel about sweet talk. I like foreplay much better, right? Don't threaten me with a good time, let's do it. So, at this point, with Chantelle Cameron versus Victoria Bussos, Bussos is a name. Mm-hmm. She has some great experience behind her. She has been champion. So she has some good, legitimate, quality rounds with some good opposition under the lights. And I'm looking forward to how she performs in this fight.
Definitely.
You're not from America. you got a little.
Is it sneaking out?
You Canadian.
Huh?
You Canadian.
I've lived in Canada for
Okay.
some time. I've lived in America, in the U.S. for some time. I was actually my background is from the United States. So I was several time U.S. national champion as an amateur. I was on the Olympic team.
What is your full name?
Natalie Brown. That's my full name. Yep. So I was an amateur in the States, and then around in the early 2000s, and then I moved to Canada, and I tried to fight out of Canada, and because of my highly accomplished amateur background, I was ranked 2 in the world twice. I fought for 2 different countries, my family's country, Jamaica, and the USA.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so I've made quite a name for myself in the amateurs. It was tough getting fights as a pro, because when you get to the pros, it's really who is brave enough to step to the challenge. So that is my background. I never got the opportunity to fight for a belt, and the quality opposition that I was calling out, they never gave me the chance. So now I'm back to speak on it, because that's how they choke a lot of great talent and contenders in women's boxing. And I want you men to know and talk about it, so we can hold these broads up to the same standards as the men, right? They talk and chirp about wanting the same pay, but they don't want to take the same chances. And that's all I got to say about that.
Okay, I hear you. Okay.
Another card I'm looking forward to, guys, is got to be the Zanabek, Alan Canuli, and Danny Digman card.
Sweet P3, yeah, look me up, baby. I'm out there.
That's my sister. That's my sister.
Do you have some?
Sweet P is your sister?
Middleweight contender Janibek Kazakh style Alan Canuli has been anxiously waiting for this main event spotlight, and he hopes to seize that moment. Alan Canuli will face undefeated Englishman Danny Dignam in a 12-round showdown for the vacant WBO interim middleweight world title. In the co-feature, we got former world junior champ Jamal Herring returns to lightweight division in a 10-rounder against the NABF title holder Jermaine the Technician Ortiz. Honestly, Alan Canuli, I've profiled this guy way back. 11-0 with 7 KOs. He is the 2016 an Olympian who has been on the fast track to a world title shot ever since knocking out 50-fight veteran Milton Nunes in his pro debut. The Kazakh southpaw then racked up 8 additional wins before scoring 8-round stoppages over former world champs Rob Brandt, Hassan Nadam, and despite only 11 fights, Alan Canuli has become an actively avoided fighter within his division, and several recognizable names at 160 pounds choose other options when opportunity knocked when he came looking for the fights. With a shot at the interim title, he'll finally get his chance on the main event stage, which he's been wanting. He said, in quote, Demetrius Andrade, Jamie Munguia both avoided fighting me, so he gave Danny Dignam a lot of credit for stepping up to the plate. He says, I will show the entire world what true Kazakh style is. I will leave the ring as the WBO interim middleweight champion. While the division's top names are avoiding me, they won't be able to run forever. I can't wait to put on a spectacular showing. Big words from this guy. He better perform tonight, like he's saying, saying that these guys in the top end are avoiding him. I have watched him. The guy does have some really heavy hands, honestly. Guys, he's definitely a force to be reckoned with in that division, man, at 160. Kazakhstan, who knew, right? They're coming out of nowhere. They've got a few.
What are you talking about out of nowhere? Kazakhstan been that place.
No, not the last couple of years,
What are you talking about?
Just recently, they're really stepping up, man. Really,
I just met a Kazakhstan.
An
amateur kid.
Since, huh?
I just met an amateur kid from what? Kazakhstan, right?
Yeah, ever since.
At Joe Haynes' gym.
No,
Listen,
man.
that's
Honestly,
over there where Costa Zoo from. That's all
Costa
the
Zoo.
that's
Or
all of that
Uzbekistan.
stuff.
Oh, Uzbekistan. Oh,
no.
Uzbekistan.
Kazakhstan.
Any of them stands, they fighting over there. That's
She
all.
right about that.
Hey, talking fight. Y'all put my worst day at the office. Me versus McCaskill. Put me a better link up there now. You gonna put the one fight that Sugar ain't show up in? Put me a better link up there.
Honestly, on this card though,
We want to see Sugar in action, and I've
on this
been in
card,
action.
guys, on this card, we got two prospects here that I profiled that I've been telling you guys to watch out for, man. Casir Goldstein and Duke Reagan and Delonte Johnson are all on this card. Guys, watch out for these guys.
Okay.
They're 5 fights and under. They're all undefeated. They're the young, hungry up-and-comers in their weight classes, man. So Casir, he's super light. Feather, Duke Reagan, and we got Delonte Johnson, welterweight. I just profiled all these guys. We've interviewed two of them. We've had them on. So be on the lookout for these kids, man. They are young up-and-comers in the game. Names you will be hearing for the next 10 years.
See, Mike, this the thing about me and you with this up and coming and all of that stuff, okay? The thing about it is, and we're gonna all talk, right? This pro boxing game is for men that wear the big pants, and the women that wear the big britches, okay? Now, you don't know how big your britches are, and you don't know how big your pants are until you get 10 plus in the game, fight-wise, right? Because they stacking them, and body bags are a dime a dozen nowadays. It used to be back in the day where, you know, you had to really look out, and because somebody will clip you, right? Boxing was really real back then. So when you went into a boxing gym, somebody was going to teach you enough to give you a fighting chance, right? Now these people are making a career of becoming opponents. They're jumping in for a buck. They know their role, right?
They did that before. They did that before too.
Right. So, but what I'm saying is before. Now, tell me, Timothy, to me, the opposition before still have a bit of a chance, still had a bit more skill. Now these guys are coming in and, you know, they just have better outfits that they had than the opposition had before. You know what I'm saying?
You're not talking about opponents. You're talking about.
I'm talking about the opponents now. I'm talking about opponents, people who are hired to be opponents.
Okay.
I know for sure. Top Rank right now is out there, and they'll pay somebody mama to jump in.
Leon Muhammad is one of the real quick. Leon Muhammad is
Duke and Casir are both signed to Top Rank.
Well, real quick, Leon Muhammad, he'll get you anybody from anywhere. He's got a Bob Arum, all of them. Call Leon Muhammad up, and he'll get you where you want. And most of their opponents be from the southern part of the United States,
Chitlin
like
circuit.
down south,
off the Chitlin circuit,
down south, North Carolina, all the way down there. But since Evander Holyfield and a lot of other guys from down south, they've been bringing a lot of attention. There's a lot of good trainers down there now and all that, but those opponents, man, we was getting them from down south. All you gotta do is call Leon and he'll get them.
Hello, you said now we talking, right? Because that's what I know, right? And they called it the Chitlin circuit. So when
that's
Sugar
the first
was
time.
coming, that's the first time you ever heard. They used to call me a Chitlin fighter when I was an amateur. Yes, sir. I had to show them what the South was really about, because I was out of Georgia. I was an amateur out of Georgia. So they called me a Chitlin fighter, and I had to show my worth as a real legitimate fighter and contender out here. So now, now they're flying opposite opponents in. They're flying them in from Mexico, Hungary, all of these places where people just they want a good payday. And now I know for sure Top Rank pays opponents very well. And so Mike mentioned that both of these contenders are signed with Top Rank.
Both these
So
prospects, they got signed out the game. Like right out the bat, they were both signed by Top Rank. Top Rank ended up signing almost every Olympian that year.
Yeah, so Top Rank is doing a filtering right now. So Top Rank, whoever goes from this match is done with Top Rank. They're not going to keep them around. And so
they use them for opponents and stuff.
Let's talk. Oh my gosh.
They sign everybody. They'll sign as many as they can and then put them all against each other. Is that what you're saying, Sugar?
Huh?
I don't know. I'm kind of jealous. It sounds like you know a lot more.
They'll sign them all. You're saying they'll sign them all, pit them against each other, and kick the loser out.
That's the filter.
Russell Peltz out of Philadelphia, he didn't let no opponents come. He gave you hard fights. You heard of Russell Peltz, right?
Yes.
Russell Peltz out of Philly. A lot of guys didn't like I'm not saying they didn't like the fight for Russell Peltz, but he didn't get no opponents. He matched everybody up the same.
Real.
And he was the only guy doing it. He was the only guy doing it that I know of. Johan, you know Johan. You heard of Johan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're all together, and but all those other guys was finding opponents and stuff like that. But Russell Peltz wouldn't do it. You had to fight somebody.
Yes. Yes.
Look Russell Peltz up, Mike.
I know about
Oh,
that.
you know Mike, you know Russell Peltz, right?
Yeah, I know about that man.
Well, I seen him at the Sonny Canto fight. And and I was talking to him, I saying hi and stuff, but he don't play that opponent stuff. He don't play that. You got to fight, or there ain't gonna be no fight.
That's right, and that's what keeps the game alive, right? Because other than that, what do we turn into? WWE.
But wait,
But
I like the process though. I know you talking about that. We need those opponents. We do definitely need the building blocks so the real top guy can get to the big championship fights. Everybody know what it is. The guy that's undefeated, he know what that opponent is supposed to do. So if you want to try to change it, I guess we would have to change it.
Timothy, I don't think it should be anything about the changing it. What I'm saying is
I'm with you, but I'm just saying, yeah, I'm with you on it.
I just think right now it's too obvious where they're calling, I need somebody I need to get on this card and I want to be on the A side.
It's so obvious it's normal. It's so obvious it's normal now.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sonny Canto. I hate to cut you off, but Sonny Canto knew that guy wasn't there to beat him. He knew that he was there to knock that guy out.
Right.
So that's the way it is. Yeah.
It's what you call a showcasing, not a step up or not a challenge.
Well, let's don't use that. Yeah, let's don't. Go ahead.
We don't get the best out of a fighter when they don't have that. It's a part of the hunger. It's a part of staying hungry, right? Because if you know that there's a reserved seat for you at the top, you ain't gonna work as hard.
Yeah,
you're not
gonna
stay as thirsty. You know what I'm saying? If you know I'm supposed to knock this person out, you cruising in. I want that fighter to be just as on edge and just as nervous that this might be my last fight, right? That's how we get the best out of a fighter, because
in the beginning, in the beginning is normal, but as you go up the step, the opponents gets harder and harder, and it's kind of like a normal thing. Everybody expects stuff like that to happen. Oh, I know I'm gonna get an easy guy. I know I'm gonna get another easy guy. Then the promoter and them is going to get harder fights to test you, to get you ready for the big one. He can't keep giving you ducks. As you go, he got to put harder ones in and harder ones in, but harder ones. Safe
tests, right? So that's why I'm saying after 10 fights, all right, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. And you get built up to 10. You have been tested up to 10. After 10, all bets are off, baby. I want to see what you got, right? How are you going to extend yourself? Show me why you are going to be the champion. Why should I still pay attention?
I think that there's a lot of big money, and they're still going to look out for him into that big fight. They're still going to look out for him, in my opinion, for that big fight.
Yeah,
I fought an undefeated. I fought an undefeated guy. My third fight, my seventh fight. Alfonso Ratliff was 14-0. I was 13-0, and started out early. But
wow.
It did. I fought
an
undefeated guy. They put you to
the test. 14-0 and 13-0, right? So the intensity of that matchup is
9-0 too.
My goodness, like these
3-0 too. 3-0.
They threw you in with the killers.
And that's why he's terrible Tim Witherspoon.
No, they knew I could beat the guy who was undefeated, but he wasn't. He gave me a little work, but I put him out. He was in my third fight. They wasn't gonna get me a real good undefeated guy. Listen, they know how to get undefeated guys that really not up to par.
Yeah,
you're undefeated.
Yeah,
Mike can knock them out.
Well, listen, Mike got some talents now. I want to see what kind of talents Mike got. It may not be in the ring, but I know he got some talent there.
Okay.
If I can interject, can I interject your conversation with something? It brings to mind two examples that I've been thinking of and reporting on this week. One is the David Benavidez fight against David Lemieux. Benavidez, I believe, is 25-0. But the guy who's calling him out, David Morrell Jr., is 6-0. So it's kind of funny. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about was actually Josh Taylor. And although you laughed at me, Mike, I mean, this is pretty serious. The WBA stripped him of his title because he wouldn't fight Poalo or whatever his name was, right?
Where's he from? England?
Josh Taylor? Yeah, I think he's from Scotland, actually.
Okay.
Scotland fighter. He's a top 10. He's a top 10 pound for pound fighter. He's a good guy.
I think I was over there with him. Josh Taylor, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he beat Jack Catterall, the Englishman, last time out. It was a controversial decision, but nonetheless he won. And so he basically turned down the WBA's offer to fight there, mandatory, which was some unknown guy. Anyway, so very recently he's now been tasked to fight. I think the WBC offered him Zepeda. Is it Zepeda? Is that his name, Mike?
Yeah.
Anyway, so now he's got this massive. Yeah, so he's got, and I think it's because they're both top rank, if I'm not mistaken. So there's a very interesting controversy surrounding Josh Taylor, and I think he wants to move out of the division.
They both top rank.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I haven't.
They both got the same promoter.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Anyway, I just want to bring that up because it ties into what you've been saying about matchups. And on one hand, you've got Benavidez who's 25-0, and if he does beat David Lemieux, who's he going to fight next? That he's got his own ideas. But this David Morrell chap from Cuba comes in and says, "Well, I'm 6-0. I'm ready to fight David Benavidez."
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't mean to stop the flow of conversation. But
no. That's
what this is about, right?
Because honestly, you know what? Yeah, this card's pretty good, man. It's unbeaten 2-time world champ and Phoenix David Benavidez. He's gonna thrill the crowd, and he's taking on. It is what it is. David Lemieux. Well, what can we say about it?
I didn't think I would see him back out here again. Yeah,
he's our guy, man. He's Canadian. We're gonna stick behind him. But David Benavidez, 25-0. Honestly, watching this kid let his hands go. Woo!
Oh, that's right. You was talking about him before on the cast. Yeah,
this kid could let his hands fly.
And where is the match? Where is this happening in Quebec? Where is it happening?
Arizona.
Oh, that's neutral ground.
Honestly, David Benavidez is one of the most feared punchers in the sports right now. He sits 25 years old. He's 25-0, 22 knockouts. He enters this fight having knocked out his last 5 opponents, including the September 19 knockout of 2-time super middleweight champion Anthony Durrell. Most recently, Benavidez returned to fight in Arizona for the first time since 2015 and delivered a dominating 7th-round knockout over Kyron Davis. Benavidez is trained by his father alongside his brother and former title challenger Jose Jr. In 2017, he became the youngest super middleweight champion in boxing history by defeating Ronald Gavreau. At just 20 years old. Benavidez went from a 15-year-old prodigy sparring with Triple G Peter Quillen to world title contender with 10-fight knockout streak from 2015 through to 2017, including a highlight reel knockout of Medina in a 7th round.
Wow.
That earned him his first title opportunity.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's saying something.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Who else you got to be on the lookout for on this card, honestly? The 24-year-old Yolves Gomez. 5-0, 5 KOs. He made a big statement in his UFC debut on Christmas, blasting out a typical durable Clay Collard in the first round over the showdown. This kid, he's from Havana, Cuba. He now fights out of Las Vegas. This southpaw, he shows power in both hands, and he has relentless finishing skills, immediately making him a rising contender in this division, man, the super welterweight division. So, yeah, guys, this card, don't miss this one.
Is that 150 pounds? That's 150 pounds?
Super welter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they choose the weight. They go back and forth with the weight.
Well,
right?
It's 150 to 156, 155 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's junior middleweight, 155.
Well,
right?
Yeah, I believe so. I guess they're fighting.
60 is middleweight and 55 is junior middle.
Okay. Well, they're saying super welter against.
Oh, she got off. I bite my sandwich.
Honestly, yeah, this is going to be a good one, man. We also got Richardson Hitchens, who's 13-0, taking on Angel Rodriguez, who's 12-10-3. Be on the lookout for this kid, man. I like watching this kid. Elijah Garcia is also on this. He's an unbeaten. You got Jesus Abel Ibrera, another kid I've mentioned, man, 13-0. Definitely. This undercard is definitely stacked, man. You got Luis Nunes, 16-0, taking on Jonathan Fierro, who's 13-0. Big card, lots of stuff going on the underside of this. I'm totally into watching all of it. I can't wait to get it underway. Tim, we got fights to watch this weekend.
Yeah, okay. No problem. I just was going to say that Greg Towns was trying to be on, but he wanted me to let you guys know that he's trying to get guys to help him with his business. I'm going to work tomorrow, and just to let everybody know that we helping Mitch Green out. We're doing really good. He's starting to open up and talk to people. We trying to get him a tour in England. A lot of people know him. Listen, when Mitch walked into there, everything stopped. Yeah. And then they was lining up, he was signing autographs. And we trying to get him. Yeah, we trying to get him to leave Mike alone. And we trying to get a podcast with him. I'm trying to get him on this show.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him taking our time. So Greg was giving a little bit of money, talking to him, and we being nice to him, and he's trusting us now. But he think people sabotaging his phone.
Oh my God.
He think they tapping his phone.
Little bit of paranoia.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get him on. I'm gonna get him on. I'm gonna get Blood Green on. So I called my agent in England, and he said that he's gonna try to get a toy for Blood in about 5 months. So we're just trying to get him money in his pocket. He can't walk. He can't walk real good.
Oh.
Yeah. So Iron Barkley's he has an event up on the 24th. We're going up there to raise money, and they're going to try to get him a bike. Trying to get Mitch Green a bike. They're going to pay him, and we're going to go pick him up and take him there. So Greg told me to just because he had to go find workers to just try to get that on the show and stuff to get Blood, But I'm gonna try to. We're going to get Blood on.
That'd be good.
Is that okay?
Wait. I can't wait. I'm excited.
He trusts us. He trusts me, and he trusts Greg. But before it was hard. Oh man, he would hang up because he thought the phones was tapped. He would hang up and then call back. But now he's okay. If we put him on the podcast, he'll just give me a couple of weeks. We're gonna get him on, okay?
Right.
And you might not understand everything he say though.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. I don't mind. I'm sure I'll understand some of it.
How
I'm
many
sure
fights did? What was her name?
That's Natalie Brown.
Natalie Brown. How many did she have pro fights? Right?
Yeah. Yeah, she does.
Oh, I usually watch the fights. I never,
Yeah, it's Miss Natalie Brown.
You
She
missed
kind of know
sugar.
her stuff too. She know her stuff.
Yeah,
she
she
knows
does.
She
know her
does.
stuff and
She does.
everything. Because the
does.
promoters,
We have
everybody knows.
we have.
You. Go ahead. You got it.
Hey Tim, we have Carl asking your opinion on
Who's Carl?
Martin Bacoli.
Carl. Martin Bacoli.
Carl from England.
Oh, Carl.
Yeah,
Carl.
Do you know Martin Bacoli?
No.
We talked about Martin Bacoli last week, didn't we, Mike?
Yeah, we did. He's Congolese boxer. Right now.
Oh, Leeds. He's from Leeds.
Yeah, he's 18-1 with 13 KOs.
Mm-hmm.
He took on Tony Yoka last weekend.
I'm sorry, guys. I told Mike and I told you that I was going to try to find out, get more familiar with a lot of stuff in the boxing. Everything's moving so fast, but in the future, I'm gonna be right on time.
Don't worry.
Let you know. So I don't know.
Right,
I know about Carl Froch. I know Carl Froch.
We're getting you caught up with all the current day fighters. Don't worry, Tim. We'll get you caught up.
I hung up with Carl Froch and all the other people because I know somebody mentioned his name on there. It wasn't a real good experience, and I told you guys before, but this is healthy. This is healthy to talk about boxing every once in a while.
It is. It's great. It's a good outlet. It's a great outlet.
Absolutely.
So she disappeared on you.
Yeah, she's gone. She probably had stuff to do.
Okay, so Greg said he
Friday
apologized, and which is a crazy night.
No, it's Friday night.
Oh, it's Friday night. Man, I don't go nowhere.
Gotta go hit the town, man. No, we gotta watch this fight, man. The Pascal fight. It's happening.
What network is that on?
That's on. I'm trying to find it right now. Actually, it's a new one. Was it Box TV or something? I've never heard of them. Pro Box TV. I've never heard of them. I guess it's something I'm gonna have to check out and find. I'm sure I can find it somewhere.
She went and got a drink of rum. She went and got a drink of rum. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Oh, she did. She did. She laughing.
Yeah, she came back for the last 5 minutes to say goodbye and blow a kiss to everybody.
Hey,
she's taking a sip.
You serious? You think she is?
So we've gone through all the fights. Is that right, Mike?
Yeah,
we have.
We touched on everything.
Where did she go?
Fans out there watching, you know what it is, man. It's fight weekend. We got to get to work. I guess we'll see you next week. I don't know. Do we have anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Nah.
No, I mentioned Josh Taylor. I mentioned the Canadian Lemieux.
Yep. Oh, Cedric!
Hey, why you waiting?
What up?
Wait, we get ready to get off, and you.
I'm sorry.
Eddie, did you make it to the liquor store?
I did. You gonna call me out like that?
Hey, it's long weekend. That's what I had to do, man. Come on.
They close early. I'm sorry. They close early. I have to make sure I get there before they close.
Yo, don't worry,
I was listening. Hey, I was listening on the whole time on my way back. So
don't believe some big fights. There's gonna be some big knockouts this weekend. We're gonna have a great knockout show. So make sure all the fans out there watching join us Sunday to see who we pick as the knockout of the week.
I got a quick question for both the champs, Sugar and Tim. So the it's about coaching because the news was out. News just came out yesterday or the day before that Devin Haney's coach, who was his dad, Bill Haney, will not be allowed into Australia
on a 30-year-old federal drug charge that he served time for.
But so I want to ask you guys, how do you think this will affect Devin Haney? My quick thoughts is just, me personally, I haven't trained any professionals, just on the amateur level, the high level amateurs that I've worked with. When you get them to a certain level, you win nationals a couple of times, and you get on the Canadian team. When you travel, they're not going to be with you. They're going to be with the national team coach. So that you have the amateur level, you're kind of prepared for that. But I know obviously amateur professionals are a lot different than the pros. So how would you guys? How do you think? First of all, how do you think Devin Haney's gonna do, and how would you deal with the situation?
I think you can throw him off a little bit. First of all,
Real
that's
quick.
what I want to add.
Yeah, real quick. I think that will have some type of effect on him. Like I won big fights without my trainer. When Don King said he wasn't going to pay him, he left. He talked to me. Said, "Tim, I can't deal with it. I got to pay big bills." And I understood that, and I had to fight myself, and I won. So it's up to the fighter. It's definitely going to affect him. It's definitely going to affect his file not being there, but it's up to him to try to pull it off and be a champ and be a Muhammad Ali or Joe Frazier, George Foreman, a big timer. If he pull it off, he's going to get way more respect. They're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
They're going to talk positive.
And the rematch is actually in Australia too, so he's gonna have to do it twice. Yeah.
So it's exactly what Tim says, right? And he said this previously. You gotta be ready.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be ready, and ready means ready for that as well.
Whatever.
Right. So this is what I say. Where, how big are your pants, Devin? Are you able to man up now? Because your daddy ain't there, right? So you're gonna have to find something inside of you to man up. You're going on to the opposition's backyard.
Foreign territory.
Yeah, foreign territory, and your daddy's not around, right?
Yeah.
So who's gonna give you that courage? You got to find it in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to know that I'm flying, 20 hours down there to take something from y'all back home.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the hunger. That's the thirst that I'm talking about with these fighters now that I'm not seeing anymore. I'm not seeing like the fighters of Tim's era where Tim said, shit, I know this is a man's sport and I got to be a man, right? These guys, these boys, they floss and it's all about Instagram and all about how cute your girlfriend is. Well, guess what, right? Your girlfriend going to see exactly how cute you are this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to perform? How are you going to man up and show the world that you deserve to be Devin Haney? Right. So that I'm really curious to see what the performance is. And, I'm not even trying to hear no sore loser type talk. Oh, my daddy didn't come. And that's why
we're going to really see who he really is.
Exactly. Yeah, you're going to be affected, but that doesn't mean don't mean we are not expecting you to be a champion.
Yes.
Okay. And that's what that is all about.
Okay.
Champion.
Well, that being said, guys, we are at the end of our show.
I enjoyed myself. We got women. We got a nice, beautiful woman, and we got everybody else. We got another voice. We got a different,
opinion. A woman's opinion.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I'm really appreciate the day.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, for sure. To all the fans watching around the world, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Friday Night Panel, featuring myself, Tim Witherspoon, Graham, Natalie Too Bad Brown, and our man.
I like that name. Natalie, I didn't know it. Natalie Too. Whoa, okay.
Join us next week, same time, same channel, new topics. Peace.
Peace.
Take care.